Yeah. folks, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show, and we're joined today by a couple of cats I've been waiting to meet in person for a long time. One of them is a dear brother of mine. He's been on my program a couple of times. Sikiru, welcome.
Hello, good to see you.
And Peter, it's an honor to connect with you, my friend.
It's an honor to meet you as well.
I mean, how hard is it for you to stretch out without a trap drummer, or does Sikiru allow you to stretch out?
It's pretty much always just been kind of off the cuff, like the moment, So it's just what each of us bring to the table, and then you just try to meet some form of common ground.
It's report of reading.
Or I get yelled at a lot. No.
Sikiru yelled. Yeah. I can see.
I'll get that. You sound good, but you better stop.
You sound great, but just please stop as soon as possible. But I mean, can you talk? I mean, David Morgan, who will be tuning in on this, you just saw him yesterday.
Yeah.
Move your head into the sun. I want to see your beautiful face. You were a street scholar in Berkeley. You came. I mean, can you talk about how you developed your own individual sound on the guitar?
Yeah, pretty much. Didn't really go to school. Just try to. Berkeley was a great place. Every Sunday there was Provo Park. So there were all the bands coming through. I mean, Country Joe and the Fish, all the hippie scene, the Dead.
The Fish was Barry Melton. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you
Barry
saw the
Melton. Oh, back then. So every Sunday there was free music in Berkeley.
Yeah.
So that was like to be able to be firsthand to see it all. Just.
And so many cats that had their own individual sound. It wasn't like it wasn't like everybody sounded the same, right?
Yeah, and then in Berkeley, San Francisco, it's like just like the food here, it was all
Gumbo.
It was all, and that's how I actually met him, because of that whole scene. I was basically just a street, and they heard that, and it was rhythmic, and so that's how I got involved.
The Morgan brothers always had the best instruments, those cats were burning, but you were playing. You played on the street.
Yeah, grew up pretty much, and then actually though, when I got bit, by music, then I actually went back to school because I kind of didn't go to high school very much. I wasn't in there very much, but as soon as I got into music, hey man, the Berkeley music scene back then was great. High school was great. I mean, I remember at one point in Berkeley High, the band was like Lenny Pickett, Mike Wolf.
Mike Wolf, definitely tuning into this broadcast right now.
Lincoln Goins.
Was it Rodney Franklin, or was he before that?
Rodney Franklin came after.
After.
But I mean, that was the kind of scene that you'd be hanging out. I never got to play in any of those bands because of those guys. So you'd be like, second chair or something like that. But still, you could see cats like that playing. Like firsthand, feel it right there. So so I actually went back to school to study, harmony and stuff like that. So once I decided to become a musician, then you start doing what you got to do to, become a better human, a better musician.
You meet Sikiru with OJ Akamode when he was with him? Sikiru, do you remember how you met Peter?
Yeah, we met, came to see the show, and by that time he's still working with Johnny Hastrop.
Yeah, Johnny Hastrop. Actually, do you know Johnny Hastrop too, or?
I need to get hip to that cat. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, at one time Johnny around here was big.
It was big with OJ combined, both of them together.
Yeah.
Playing before.
Oh yeah, no, wait.
So Johnny was more of a vocalist, like out front guy, who was almost like I think his claim to fame was like he was like a James Brown. He could do the
he's good from way back from home. It's Manamana.
Yeah. So he knows more about
No, and there's a Baba Ken Okololu was with him, with Jody Hat.
Yeah, when we came.
That's right.
When we came with OJ, so because Ken Okololu used to play with Johnny Astro back home and Danjuma.
Is he still with us? Has Jody?
Johnny?
Yeah.
He's still with us, but he's doing okay, but he just came out of stroke.
Yeah, he got
a stroke. Yeah, no, that dude was yeah. They had their own sort of Afrobeat band going on when they first came in.
That was the thing, and so that's how I got involved with them, because they just heard this little, I'm Japanese, but it would be like the Chinese. That little Chinese motherfucker or something, and then, not to cause trouble, but no, so, and so, that's how I got involved. I was just a rhythmic dude. I didn't really know anything about African music, but they just heard that I could play rhythm. So, and they wanted me to infuse that kind of thing. I was doing the street, because at that time, man, Tower was coming up. Tower wasn't really big, but I remember the first time I saw them, all the East Bay funk, man, was just like this greasy.
It was grease. They were cooking with grease. And psychedelics.
But it was also funk that was more like jazz, because you had a lay, but you were able to, just like we were doing at the beginning, improvise through the thing. So it was like wherever the pocket took you was where you could go. It was more like jazz influence stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I've talked to cats that openly admit they were jazz snobs until they heard Tower, and they call that sophisticated funk, because there was a lot of jazz inflection within it, mainly because of Garibaldi and Rocco. I mean, they were cooking that thing.
Yeah.
Rico was, that brotherhood of drummers and those rhythm cats drove consciousness to a whole different level in this region and, quite honestly, around the world.
Well, to me, what blew me away was, Rocco, who I got a chance to play with, and Garibaldi also. Those dudes were just like, man.
Well, what's great, too, is that David, incredible syncopated, incredible drummer, and schooled. Rocco, no school.
Yeah.
And just feel. And they keep coming up, and they keep bouncing around. But Sikiru.
Yes, sir.
Sikiru, can you talk about when you play live for people? What is your goal when you play for people, play music?
Well, my first goal is
speak louder.
I don't thinking about the people I'm playing for. So first of all, is thinking about entertain myself, make myself happy. And I'm not doing anything special, so my drum is in control. So he's the one taking me. It's the sound. The sound, that's why I have it's a lot of frustration when I just came to the stage. When I step out of the stage with Nigeria All-Stars, so my drum is not the same. So it's a lot of frustration because I don't know what to do with it. And my drum he's the boss.
They wouldn't let you. They wouldn't let you play because they didn't know.
They don't let me to play the sound. They don't know what to do. So they treat it like a special something. And everything sounds so flat. And so I can get the melody. The way I need to go. So I'm not really doing it. So the drum is actually doing it through the sound they give to me. So they give me where to go and what to do. So, yeah.
Do you remember when it was accepted and when you finally got into the groove where the sound of your drum fit into the was with OJ?
Oh yeah, with OJ, that definitely, because OJ can balance my drum. So Candido was in the group. So
Candido?
He's the engineer. So from back home, so he can balance my drum. Then we have our own sound man, Mato. So he's the engineer standing there. So I don't have any problem. And we don't have any sound engineer, so when OJ is there, so he will go to the front and balance my talking drum. So he know what it's supposed to sound like. But after that, when I start working with Mickey, that's the first headache I have to go play. So that pushed me away for people asking me to come and sit with them, and because So they don't know what to do with my drum. And I sound like a shit. So I'd rather not doing anything. So I play. If you get the conga or shaker or something, give it to me. But the talking drum, put it aside. So that's what it is.
Before we continue, people really want you to play, but before we continue, do you believe that you need to inspire yourself, Sikiru, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you believe that transmission, if you are inspired yourself, will then go to the audience and then back.
That's it.
That's it. Do you feel the same way? Do you have to inspire? Because there's a part of it, it's like Peter, it's like, there's plenty of people that just wank up there. Okay, they wank. It's like, me, look at me, look at me, look at me. He's talking about being inspired, which could come across as a bit hedonistic or selfish, but the point is that he has to get inspired in order to transmit the consciousness to the audience. What is your view on that?
I feel the same way. I feel like it's not really an indulgent thing, but I
Right.
feel like the more that you tune into your own what you're feeling at the time, you know, I don't think you should ever play for the audience, kind of like, because it's going to be a natural thing. I'm out there playing, right? So if I can't, to tell you the truth, the times I've gotten in trouble is every time I see like, oh man, that guy.
Yeah, look at that guy. Right.
You know,
right.
And then you start trying to playing
for the wrong reason
to impress somebody or something. It always goes awry. And the times that I've always played well was when you were just in it, man. You know, totally in what you were doing at the time. You know, you're not thinking about the outcome. You're not playing for a result. You know, which is hard to do a lot of times because you want to be good and all that. Right?
Sure.
But you don't want to be pretentious in music if you're really trying to play the moment. You know what I mean?
Trying to play the real shit, man.
Yeah. So and it'll be different that way every time. Instead of you trying to prepare and do something. You know what I mean? Which is, you know, part of it. But you know, in real playing, I think it's a heartfelt, soulful thing. It's not really. You know, then everything else comes with it. I feel like your heart drives the intellectual side. I mean, that's how you become better. It's because your heart makes you want to hear all these and be able to experience all these different things, right? And then that's what inspires you to constantly try to become better, you know, as in life.
Well, peeps want to see you play. My only request is to play something, a tribute to Baba Tunji.
Baba.
He's looking down on us now. Just play something. Yeah.
Sound check.
Go ahead, play that groove.
Thank you so much for the access to this beautiful property. Sikiru, did you? I forget if I asked you before about you know Fela Kuti?
Yeah, yes.
How did you know him in Africa, or did you only meet? When did you meet?
From home.
From Lagos?
From yes.
Did you go to the shrine?
Yes.
Can you talk about that experience and what it was like there?
It's fun. It's really because fella doesn't come to state about 1 a.m. You want to go to shrine, you don't need to be rushed. So you need to go to bed by 10 p.m., sleep, and get up by 1 because it's going to be on the stage.
So you need to take a nap before the...
Yeah,
before
it's going to be on the stage 7, 8 in the morning, the music going. So, man, it's really... Wow. It's a lot of great musicians and fella when he start playing, so it's now stop.
Were you playing with him or just there to hang?
No, I just hanging because there's a lot of club around the shrine. That's a Lido and Chinatown, the same block, and the shrine, fella shrine is across. So the Lido's here, and Chinatown and fella's house is like this upstairs. So on the shrine that cross that street. So when we finish, when we play at the Chinatown, so when we finish, that's when the fella starts. So we all just go there and hanging out, and all the musicians came and party, dancing, have fun. And at 8, 9 in the morning, everybody starts going home. The people going to work, go to work. The military, the police, everybody. They come to the shrine with the uniform and change to uniform, go to and go to the office and go to work from shrine. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. They just get it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, stay up all night and then go to work.
Yeah, that's stay up all night. Yeah, it's really amazing. So.
Peter, you talk a little bit about what keeps you inspired playing music.
Wow. I don't know. I mean, I wake up every day. It's a new day, man. I mean, that's pretty much.
What are you still learning about yourself as far as are you building new musical vocabulary? Are you just still trying to borrow from peeps? Where are you still growing as a musician?
I feel like everywhere. I'm still really into creating. I'm a writer. I compose a lot as well. So that's a whole, art form in itself, songwriting, creating groove. And it's kind of a broader term because I feel like there's like impressionistic music and then there's stuff like, Bach or something more melody oriented. I play a lot of different styles of music too, so that keeps you honest right there. If you try to play, jazz music, or you're trying to play funk, or then you're trying to play, something more worldly,
Is it all music though? Isn't it all music?
It's all music, but it all has its
roots.
Yeah, so you have to honor. I'm really into the gray area of putting it all together, kind of mixing it, because that's the way I grew up. But I still, respect every form in its pure form. Because, there are cats who play, like, let's say, blues guitar, who do nothing but that. So, and when you hear cats play that, you go, whoa, So, it's just so much to learn. And I feel like, humanly speaking, you want to keep learning in life, right? About everything there is to offer. So, music is just an extension of that. So.
Well, Sikiru, could you play a little talking drum?
Little talking drum.
It's not a little drum, but...
Little talking drum, come on. Are you ready to speak?
I thought you were going to play some.
Yeah, I will after we're done recording. I'm having a ball here.
Yeah, he quit. Put me to work.
I'll let him do solo.
Yeah, absolutely.
With you?
Sikiru, this is
I'm
your.
not going to do solo by myself.
That's
I'm not Giovanni. I'm not Sikiru. That's the people who doing the solo. I'm just supporting sentence, freedom.
He's talking. Say that again. You don't say.
What's the closest percussive instrument in Japanese to the talking drum? I mean, I know the talking drum is in and of itself totally unique, but I mean, there's a lot of amazing percussion in Japanese.
Yeah, they all related. Taco drum with the conga, the talking drum, to gudu gudu. So they are related. So we connect together with bata, all kind of any hand drum. So talking drum just is something. It's one drum. It does what the 3 conga or 4 congas doing. Just one drum. That's the only difference.
Yeah, but you're bending the notes. I mean, you're bending it.
Yeah, I'm bending. Yeah, because I'm speaking.
You're speaking.
So
it's universal language.
Hence the talking drum.
Right. I mean, you know, in tradition, in the motherland, you can play to that for ceremonies, for animals, for. I mean, what is. Who are you talking to when you use the drum in Africa?
I talk to the people of my tribe.
Tell people what your tribe is, by the way.
Yeah, Yoruba.
Yoruba, yeah.
Yes. So we call people's name, and we greet you to your father's side, to your mother's side. So, and we singing, we use it to sing, and people who speak in the same language, so they understand. So we send message. So the same thing. So it's the first telephone we use in the Yoruba land.
First telephone was a talking drum.
First telephone.
Wow.
Because they can take it now and call Peter. He's going to store to get something, and they tell me, okay, I forgot to tell you this. Pick up this with what you're going to buy and bring it. Because so he understand, and the sound of the drum go far because there's no television, no radio, nothing. So the drum, so the sound go far in the village. So yeah, that's what we use it for. So, but when I'm growing up and start to play all this with these people, I'm always looking to take this drum to another level.
How have you done that in your own way? How have you taken it to a new level? Just
yeah,
is it by incorporating it with people like Sikiru and Mick?
Yeah, by incorporating, but I have no any idea I'm going to meet those people.
Sure.
With this. When I left Juju's band, I was playing in Nigeria. I joined Ekemode. So Ekemode now is Afrobeat and our life together. So, and a lot of our people, they talking drum player, they don't want to play with them to high life and somebody like Fela because no money there. They don't making no money. So by Sunny Ade, Obey, Barista, Fujii, so we make money, we make living.
Sunny O'Day.
Yes, we make living there. So, but the high life for these people, so they don't make no money. So that's why a lot of people don't play with the high life in those days. So, but when OJ came and said he needed talking drums, okay. So I joined him and start to play. And luckily, God is already half plan for everybody, everything like it's just set up. Oh, get up and go to this place.
Right. You're like a pawn on a chessboard, just being moved around.
So that is the way everything worked for me when I get there. I don't know who's Grateful Dead or this and Baba Olatunji. I don't know him. I hear the music back home, the record, but I never met him. But when I get here, so when I see him, it's drumming and doing that, I say, oh, okay, there's something I can do. Is this? So when I get a chance to meet with him, when Mickey is doing the recording of, so that's, as I told you last time in the interview, so that's how our introduction. Then Mickey started to invite me to Grateful Dead show and play with him during the Rhythm Devils time on stage. So I'm just going there and doing my thing. So, for the first time, okay, I didn't know that, okay, tell me what to do. And so we just jump on the stage, everybody just okay.
Yeah, and I can say I've seen him go through a lot of change from when I first met him.
What was the change? Explain the evolution of Sikiru in your eyes.
You know, I mean, I've seen him just from being more of African traditional music, and even when I became more involved with that, they always tried to get me to play more like the Suku style guitar, but I was like an Oakland funkster, so I was like, no, man, this is what you're gonna get, you know. And now I'm trying to play some of that music more than I was earlier. But you know, and then so I saw him go more from traditional, and then he started as even what we do now. He's changed a lot. He's opened his mind. He hears more.
Oh, he's incorporating all the musics into it.
And you can, you know, you have to spiritually be able to open yourself to hearing different stuff, right? To be open to it. So, I mean, even for me, good or bad, you know, he's, in our thing, he's just kind of says, Peter, come play, you know. Sometimes he won't even show up. I'll just go and play and do what I do, you know. So I've seen him go from more of a traditional style cat like that to just being more open to like, oh, you play like that? Okay, so I will
dig.
play to that. You know what I'm saying?
I dig. You know, before people do not. They're tired of me flapping my gums, and they want you to just. They want you to play. So I'm going to stop talking. So please just play something from the heavens, and play that Oakland funk, Mr.
Plug in.
Okay.
This is your moment.
Hey, Sikiru, why do you love the Jake Feinberg show?
Who is that?
Me.
Oh, you.
Why do you love my show, my friend?
Yeah, because you are in rhythm. So so anybody in the rhythm, so I do anything. So the same thing when I start working with Mickey, and so I don't looking at Mickey, so I'm just, this is new thing. So, and I want to take this to somewhere.
Right.
Like what Peter is talking about now. So when I start working with Peter, then he asked me, so what do you want me to play? I said, what kind of question is that? So you don't ask me a question, so be yourself. Yeah, give me whatever you have.
Here we go.
Then
Peter Fujii,